Welcome to Navigating AI. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Kat.
Today we're diving deep into some really fascinating new developments in AI.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it is. We're going to be focusing on how AI is actually getting smarter, not just bigger.
Right.
We've got some really interesting articles and research lined up.
I've been looking forward to this.
Me too. So it seems like we're moving beyond this bigger is better approach to AI. We're focusing on making AI models work smarter, not just harder.
It's a really interesting shift, and I think it's driven by a lot of the challenges we've seen with scaling these massive models.
Okay, so speaking of smarter, one of the articles, AI's Promise and Peril, had this great quote. It said, right now, AI is like an intern, and it's that intern's first week.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
What do you think about that analogy?
I think it's pretty apt. AI has this immense potential, but it's still learning the ropes, making mistakes, needs a bit of hand-holding.
Yeah. To make sure it doesn't accidentally, delete the company's entire database, metaphorically speaking.
Right.
Exactly. Like that intern who's a little too eager to help and ends up causing more chaos than solutions. The article even had this example from the real estate industry, which really brought the point home.
You're talking about the power line example.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. Really shows how AI, even with good intentions, can mess things up.
So for our listeners who haven't read the article, could you just explain that a little bit more?
Sure. Imagine an AI tool designed to enhance property photos, make them look better for listings and stuff.
Yeah.
It sees a power line running through the backyard, and it decides, hey, this would look better without it, and removes it from the picture.
Sounds harmless enough.
Sounds harmless, but legally and ethically, it's a disaster.
Why is that?
You're essentially hiding a property flaw, which could have serious consequences down the line for the buyer, for the seller, for the agent.
So it really highlights the need for human oversight.
Yes, especially in fields with complex regulations like real estate.
Yeah, you can't just let the AI run wild.
No, you can't.
Yet. But the exciting part is how researchers are working on making AI smarter, more efficient, and less prone to these kinds of blunders.
Yeah. And that brings us to some of the stuff we wanted to talk about today.
That's right.
Some pretty cool stuff. Mixture of experts and subquadratic transformers.
Yeah.
These are two areas where I think AI is becoming remarkably sophisticated. I was reading the Wikipedia article on mixture of experts, or MOE, really insightful.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one too.
It explains how MOE is like having specialized teams within a massive AI model. You're not relying on one giant AI to do everything.
Right.
Instead, you have different modules, each trained on specific tasks.
It's kind of like having an expert in legal documents, another one for medical images, so on and so forth.
Precisely. When you need to analyze a contract, you call upon the legal expert module.
Gotcha.
And this not only makes AI more efficient, it can lead to more accurate results because each module is highly specialized in its area.
So it's kind of like how a big company operates. You have different departments handling different tasks. You wouldn't ask your marketing team to design a new product. You'd go the engineering team.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of MOE. It allows us to leverage the power of these massive AI models while making them more focused and effective.
Okay, that's MOE. What about subquadratic transformers? They sound a little intimidating.
They're a little bit complex, but the core idea is fascinating. You see traditional transformers, which are used in a lot of AI applications like language processing, can be computationally very expensive. They need a lot of power to process information.
So they're kind of like gas-guzzling cars. Powerful, but not very efficient.
That's a good analogy. Subquadratic transformers, on the other hand, are designed to be more efficient.
Okay.
They find shortcuts in how they process information, meaning they can tackle complex tasks without needing an exponential increase in computing power.
So they're like those sleek electric cars. Can go fast and far on a single charge.
Exactly. And this efficiency opens up a whole new world of possibilities for AI. It allows us to create even more powerful models without being limited by computational constraints.
That's pretty amazing. So we've got MOE, which makes AI more specialized, and then these subquadratic transformers that make AI more efficient. Are these ideas actually being used in real-world applications already?
Absolutely. We're seeing the impact of these advancements in things like language models. Google Translate, for instance, is using transformer architecture to deliver increasingly accurate and nuanced translations.
So that's why my attempts at ordering food in Italian are starting to sound less like a confused tourist.
Hopefully.
More like a slightly less confused tourist. But still, it's impressive.
It's getting better all the time, and it's due in part to these developments.
And it's not just language models, right?
No, not at all. The same principles are being applied to image and video generation. Have you heard of tools like DALL-E and Stable Diffusion?
Oh, of course. Those are the AI tools where you can literally type in a cat riding a unicorn on a rainbow, and it generates a picture. It's mind-blowing.
Those are prime examples of how these advancements are pushing the boundaries of AI creativity and making these tools more accessible and powerful.
And what I find really interesting is how fast this field is evolving. We're talking about innovations that were barely on the radar a few years ago,
Yeah.
and now they're already being implemented in real-world applications.
Yeah. It's really a testament to the incredible pace of innovation in the AI field. And it brings us to another fascinating concept: sparse upcycling.
Sparse upcycling. Okay, I have no idea what that is, but it sounds intriguing.
It's a way to upgrade existing AI models with new capabilities like MoE,
Okay,
instead of building a whole new model from scratch.
so you've already got an existing model.
That's been trained on a ton of data, and now
Okay.
you can basically upgrade it.
So it's like giving your old car a supercharged engine upgrade instead of buying a whole new car.
Yeah. It's a brilliant way to leverage previous work and boost efficiency.
That's incredible. It's really resourceful.
It is, and it highlights the kind of ingenuity that's driving progress in AI. It's not just about brute force computing power anymore.
Right.
It's about finding elegant and efficient solutions.
So just to kind of recap what we've talked about so far, we've talked about AI moving beyond that first week intern phase, incorporating these really clever techniques like MoE and subquadratic transformers. And all of this is already being used in applications we interact with every day. It's like AI is going through this huge growth spurt, but instead of just getting bigger, it's getting smarter.
Exactly. And that's the key takeaway here. AI is advancing both in scale and in cleverness. It's a really exciting time to be following this field. The possibilities are truly expanding at an incredible rate.
It is exciting. But while we're all for AI getting smarter, I think it's also important to acknowledge that there are some potential downsides to all this rapid progress. Maybe we can talk about some of those challenges and limitations next time.
I think that's a great idea. We need to look at where AI falls short, the potential perils we need to be aware of as this technology continues to evolve.
Yeah, so next time we'll delve a little bit more into the darker side of AI.
Sounds good.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. We can't just focus on all the amazing advancements without, acknowledging some of the challenges that come with them. One of the big ones that researchers are really grappling with is this issue of scaling limits.
Scaling limits.
Yeah. So as AI models get bigger and more complex, we're not always seeing like a proportional increase in performance.
Oh, so you're saying there's like a point of diminishing returns.
Exactly. Just throwing more data, more computing power at the problem doesn't necessarily lead to better results.
That's interesting.
It's kind of like, I don't know if this analogy works, but, building a skyscraper.
Okay.
At some point, adding more floors doesn't make the building any more functional. It can even make it less stable. And I think that's why those innovations we talked about earlier, like mixture of experts and subquadratic transformers, are so important. They're not just about making AI bigger. They're about making it smarter and more efficient.
So it's like optimizing the design of the building rather than just like
Yeah.
adding more steel and concrete.
Exactly.
Okay, so scaling limits, that's a big one. Are there other challenges beyond that?
Definitely. One that's becoming increasingly important is energy consumption.
Okay.
Training and running these massive AI models takes a huge amount of energy, and that has, environmental implications.
Right.
There's a growing concern about the carbon footprint of AI.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And researchers are actively exploring ways to make AI more sustainable.
It's interesting how these advancements in AI are kind of forcing us to confront these really fundamental questions about resource usage and sustainability. It's not just about, technological progress. It's about making sure that progress is responsible
Right.
and doesn't come at the cost of the environment. What other challenges are, researchers kind of working on right now?
Another one that's really interesting is it's often referred to as hallucination in AI.
Hallucination.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this is when AI models generate information that's just incorrect or nonsensical,
Even when they've been trained on massive data sets.
even when they've been trained on massive data sets. So it's like the AI is seeing things that aren't really there.
That sounds a little unsettling.
It is a bit unsettling. It's still an area of active research, but it seems to stem from how AI models learn patterns and make generalizations.
Okay.
Sometimes those generalizations can lead to unexpected and inaccurate outputs.
So it's like they're making assumptions based on their training data, but those assumptions don't always hold up in the real world.
Exactly.
And this kind of highlights the need for ongoing research into improving the reliability and the accuracy of AI systems.
Right. We need to make sure that these AI tools are trustworthy and provide information we can rely on.
So if AI has these limitations, how good is it really at generalizing knowledge and skills across different domains? I mean, humans are pretty adaptable. We can take what we've learned in one context and apply it to something completely different. Can AI do that?
That's a great question. And that's a key area where AI still has a lot of room for improvement. Humans are incredibly good at transferring knowledge and skills across domains. AI still struggles with this. It's more like a specialized expert than a jack of all trades.
So AI might be great at diagnosing diseases based on medical images, but it can't necessarily take that same knowledge and apply it to, I don't know, analyze financial data or write a poem.
Exactly. We've made incredible strides in AI, but there's still a lot of work to do to overcome these challenges and unlock its full potential.
So it sounds like there's this balance to strike. On the one hand, we're seeing all these amazing advancements in AI, but on the other hand, it's important to be realistic about its limitations and the challenges that still need to be addressed. So where do you see the most exciting developments happening right now?
One area that's really gaining momentum is the development of what are called autonomous AI agents.
Autonomous AI agents. Okay.
These are essentially AI systems that can act independently to achieve a goal
Without needing constant human supervision?
without needing constant human supervision. So think of it like a super-powered virtual assistant that can do way more than just schedule your appointments and send emails.
Okay.
Imagine an AI agent that can handle your travel arrangements, book your flights, hotels, manage your itinerary, make recommendations based on your preferences. Or an agent that can handle your online shopping, finding the best deals and making purchases on your behalf.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, but we're getting closer every day. There are already companies developing autonomous agents for all sorts of applications. And those advancements we've been talking about, like MOE and subquadratic transformers, are making these agents more capable and efficient.
So it's like AI is becoming less of a tool we use and more of a partner we collaborate with?
That's a great way to think about it. And it's not just about, personal assistance either.
Okay.
These autonomous agents could have a huge impact on industries like healthcare, finance, transportation. I read this fascinating article in The Guardian recently about the rise of these autonomous agents and their potential to really revolutionize how we interact with technology.
I'm really curious now. What are some specific examples of how AI agents could be used in those fields?
Sure. So in healthcare, imagine an AI agent that assists doctors with diagnosis,
Right.
analyzing medical images, patient data, suggesting potential treatment options, even helping to monitor patient progress. In finance, an AI agent could manage your investments, analyze market trends, provide personalized financial advice. And in transportation, we're already seeing the beginnings of this with self-driving cars,
Hmm.
AI agents playing a role in logistics systems.
It's amazing to think about how AI is already starting to reshape these industries. And it sounds like autonomous agents have the potential to accelerate that transformation even further.
Absolutely. And this brings us to another interesting development, the rise of what are being called AI copilots.
AI co-pilots.
Yeah. So these are AI systems designed to work alongside professionals
Okay.
in various fields, helping them to be more productive, more efficient.
So it's like having an AI assistant that sits next to you and helps you with your work.
Exactly. For example, there are now AI copilots for coding, writing, even medical diagnosis. These copilots can provide suggestions, automate repetitive tasks, even help you learn new skills.
It seems like AI is becoming less of a replacement for human workers and more of a powerful tool that can augment our capabilities and help us do our jobs better.
I think that's a really great way to put it. AI isn't about replacing humans, it's about empowering humans to do what they do best, but even better.
I like that. It's about collaboration.
Collaboration and augmentation, not replacement.
Right. So this all kind of points towards a future where AI is deeply integrated into our lives, both at work and at home. So what are some of the other potential future implications of AI that you find particularly interesting?
One area that's generating a lot of excitement and some debate is the potential for what's called multi-agent collaborations.
Multi-agent collaboration.
Yeah. So this refers to the idea of multiple AI systems working together to solve complex problems.
So like a team of AI experts working together on a project, just like a human team would.
Exactly. Imagine a team of specialized AI agents, each with its unique skills and knowledge, collaborating to achieve a common goal.
Right.
This has the potential to unlock solutions to challenges that are currently beyond the reach of, individual AI systems.
It's like taking the concept of teamwork to a whole new level. What other kind of future implications are you thinking about?
Another area that's sparking a lot of debate is the role of AI in governance. So some experts believe that AI could play a valuable role in policymaking, helping to analyze data, identify trends, and develop more effective and equitable policies.
AI helping to run our governments. That's a pretty bold idea.
It is, and it's one that comes with a lot of important considerations. We need to be very careful about how we develop and deploy AI systems in such sensitive areas. Transparency, accountability, alignment with human values, absolutely crucial.
Yeah, makes sense to be cautious, especially when you're talking about something as fundamental as how our societies are governed. Are there any other potential future developments in AI that you're particularly excited about?
One that's really on the cutting edge is what's called brain AI interfaces.
Brain AI interfaces.
Yeah, this is still pretty early stage research, but scientists are exploring ways to connect AI systems directly to the human brain.
Wow.
The goal is to augment our cognitive abilities.
That sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It does, but it's closer than you might think. Imagine being able to access information instantly, learn new skills effortlessly, even control devices with your thoughts.
Okay, so that's both exciting and a little bit intimidating at the same time.
It is. I mean, it seems like AI has the potential to fundamentally change what it means to be human.
It's a transformative technology without a doubt. Raises some pretty profound questions about the future of our species. And speaking of transformative technologies, we can't really ignore the elephant in the room, artificial general intelligence.
AGI.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the idea of AI becoming as intelligent as humans or even surpassing human intelligence.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like something out of a science fiction novel.
It does, but some experts believe that AGI is more than just science fiction. I think it was Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, even suggested that we're closer than we think to achieving this milestone.
Wow. If AGI does become a reality, what would the world even look like? I can only imagine the possibilities, both good and bad.
It's a question that sparked countless debates and discussions. I mean, some experts envision a future where AGI solves some of humanity's greatest challenges. Others worry about the potential risks and ethical implications. It's a topic that deserves careful consideration as we continue to advance in this field.
It really does. Well, this deep dive has been quite a journey. We've explored how AI is getting smarter, the challenges and limitations we need to overcome, and the mind-boggling possibilities that lie ahead.
It's been a fascinating exploration, and I think it just highlights the importance of staying informed and engaged with these developments. I mean, AI is continuing to evolve at an unprecedented pace. Who knows what breakthroughs and challenges await us in the near future?
Yeah, it really makes you think, with AI evolving so rapidly, it's like, how do we even wrap our heads around what the future might hold?
It's definitely going to be interesting, that's for sure.
So out of everything we've talked about, what do you think is the biggest takeaway for, say, the average person listening to this? What should they really be paying attention to?
I think one of the most important things to understand is that AI is becoming more and more a part of our everyday lives. It's not just something that's happening in research labs or in those sci-fi movies anymore.
Right. It's not just about, robots taking over the world.
Exactly.
It's already impacting us in a lot of ways we might not even realize.
Absolutely. I mean, think about personalized recommendations you see online, language translation, even the way we search for information. It's all powered by AI.
It's like AI is becoming embedded in the fabric of our digital lives.
And it's only going to become more integrated as AI systems continue to get smarter and more capable.
So both exciting and a little bit daunting, I guess.
I think that's a fair assessment.
We've covered so much ground in this deep dive, from all those cutting-edge innovations to those potential challenges and what the future might look like. Any final thoughts you want to leave our listeners with as we kind of wrap things up here?
I think it's really important to remember that AI is ultimately a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
It all comes down to how we develop it, how we use it, and the values we embed in it.
So it's really up to us to shape the future of AI.
I think so. And to make sure that it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of cutting-edge AI. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
It's been a pleasure.
And be sure to tune in next time as we explore some of the challenges and limitations of AI. Delve into those potential perils we need to be aware of as this technology continues to evolve. It's going to be a good one.
Looking forward to it.
See you then.